everybody, it's Jenna. I'm back with more questions and answers on polyamorous relationships, so stay tuned to see what I have to say this time. So the first thing I'm going to kind of go over to lead into today's questions and answers are I'm going to kind of go over the rules or boundaries, terms and conditions, whatever you really want to call it or think of it as, that my partner Brooke and I came up with to start with in our relationship when we first opened it up. So some of those rules covered how many partners, backing out, how to move forward, sex life, lots of things like that. So for our particular relationship, we decided that if I were to find someone I was interested in, I would go and discuss it with her first, and then once upon discussing it with her, I could move forward after knowing her feelings towards that. If it just really wasn't a good time to actually pursue somebody or not, but also just kind of giving her the, just the knowledge of it beforehand instead of just kind of going off and doing my own thing and leaving her in the dark, because you should never do that to your partner. So that was our first rule or whatever, and that covered backing out. So I gave her the term, I don't even know what word I want to use, but I told her that while I was pursuing another person upon her if she wanted to back out before the relationship was official, she could, but once the relationship was made official, if she wanted to back out of the relationship, that would mean that she would be leaving the relationship, and it wouldn't be me leaving them and just going with her. It was her own choice to back out. So that being said, clearly that didn't happen, considering I am also dating Jenna as well. Another rule that we had in our relationship was when first starting this, she had to choose if she wanted to stay monogamous or be open as well, where she decided that she would stay monogamous to me, and then upon meeting Jenna, I gave her the option as well so that we're all on the same page, and she chose to stay monogamous as well. Another rule is we want to keep our relationships as separate as possible. So I don't go complaining to Brooke about Jenna, and I don't go complaining about Jenna to Brooke either, or that. Just our relationship problems stay between the two of us and the two of us, so we don't need to be sharing all of that. Along with our sex lives are remaining separate as well, so there's threesomes or anything like that. I'm going to cover that more in another video, but that's just the basics of that one. I feel like I had more rules in this, but I'm also kind of drawing a mind blank. So, yeah, in our particular situation, some of you may know my girlfriend Brooke is in jail, so once she was sent to jail, we updated our rules and conditions that she didn't want me to officially date Jenna until she was out of jail. We thought she was going to originally only be there for a couple months. After her being there for a while and going to some of her court hearings, it's looking like she's going to be there a lot longer, so we touched base on that again, and I was then given permission to officially ask Jenna out, since it wasn't really fair for me to wait nearly a year, whereas before it was understandable to want to wait for a few months because it was really hard for her to be away from me, knowing that it was only going to be for a few months, and she kind of felt like I was going to be replacing her, so I had to see things from her side as well. So that kind of covers our rules and stuff. Alright, moving on to my next question is, can you really commit to two people? I truly believe I can. Kind of like I said in a previous video, it's not that one isn't good enough, it's just I want to expand my love. So it's not about comparing the two to each other or anything. Like I've said before in my metaphor, it's like having two different children. Do you love one of your children more? No, you don't. You love both of them, and you love them in different ways. That's kind of about how I feel for committing to more than one person. I love them both, and I love them in different ways, and I don't see any reason that humans don't have the capacity to commit to more than one person. Now, going off of that question is the topic of cheating. Yes, cheating is still possible in a polyam relationship. Cheating is when you go anywhere outside of your rules and boundaries that you've set up. So say that I am dating Jenna and Brooke, and they both know about each other and they have approved of each other, and I go out and hook up with someone on a one-night stand. That is cheating because that was not approved of. I was not bringing them into the relationship and discussing it beforehand. That was not approved of by anyone in the relationship. So you can cheat that way. Cheating could also happen where is if either Jenna or Brooke would go off with someone else because they have chosen to stay monogamous, so therefore they do not have permission necessarily to go and do that. So even though polyam relationships are a relationship that is open, it doesn't mean that they can't cheat. Covering the next question is, do I have a limit to how many partners I would want? Currently, no, I do not have a set limit, but I am very happy with just the 2 partners I have. I think that, honestly, my personal limit would maybe be 3, because I feel like trying to juggle and balance more than that would be way too difficult. But I feel like, for the most part, I'm probably just going to stick with 2 partners. I don't see myself wanting anything more, or being able to handle a little bit more than that. I am more than happy with what I have, and I see a future with both of my girlfriends right now, so I don't see how that would change in the future, and throwing another person could definitely throw off that balance. So yeah, I guess that's my limit, is 2 or 3. So I guess that being said as well, I'm not actively looking for anyone else. I am off the market. I think I'm going to wrap up this video with that for this time around, because I don't want these videos to get too long and boring. So I hope this answered some more of your questions. As always, like and leave comments below. Links to my Curious Cat will be below as well, so you can leave me more questions that you may be curious about as well. So have a good night, good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is where you are, and I love you. Mwah.